where my ulcerative colitis and all my symptoms that I had was at its worst was when I was early on in my marketing career, because I found out on day 2 of me being at this company that they were being acquired, and they were being acquired by Twitter. And I remember a couple of times just being in the bathroom, just breaking down crying. Like, I'm in so much pain, I'm so scared, and I have so much to do today, or I have so much pressure. Like, another 6 to 9 months went by, and I had a very serious flare-up that wound me up in the hospital. And that's where he just looked me straight in the eyes and said, we're gonna do another stronger route of these medications for a little while. If this next round of medications doesn't work, we're going to have to be looking into surgery and taking out part of your intestines. I had very little awareness, but I just knew I was too young, a lot of this didn't feel right, and that just wasn't the path for me. So I just smiled and nodded. I said, we'll see how it goes, and I never went back and saw him again. I started to learn about acupuncture, and I was really drawn to the fact that a big benefit of it was that it could reduce anxiety and stress and just help a lot of things in the body. So I found a local acupuncturist, and she literally saved my life. My very first appointment with her, she, did the checking of my pulse and was picking out things that nobody had ever looked at before. She sat down and had a pretty serious conversation with me, and she asked me point blank, she was like, how much has your doctor told you about diet? And I was like, we've never had that conversation. It's never come up. I just remember her reaction when I told her that that's what my doctor told me. And she was like, diet has everything to do with your condition. I did tons of research on food, got super into it and followed it to a T. And within those 2 weeks, I would say 80% of the symptoms I had had since my mid-teenage years were completely gone. We got just on a really great protocol of some supplements and foods, and ran a bunch of deep lab tests, and came back that I had all sorts of things that my doctors had written off. And then we got rid of all of those bad bacteria and rebalanced my gut and just made it a lot stronger. And it was at that point that I officially felt like I was in remission for the first time since I was about 15 years old. And I was probably about 24 years old now. So about 9 years of going through this, and I was finally feeling in remission. And just thinking about the possibility to help other people who were in a position like I was, of just sick, helpless, don't know where to go, was just a level of purpose I'd never felt before. So that week I found myself enrolling in the Institute for Integrative Nutrition to become a holistic health coach. And my plan was to actually operate as a holistic health coach for about a year and then invest in the functional health coaching school. I was kind of in this predicament for a moment because, I just a year ago invested $5,000, and I was looking at another $5,000 to $6,000 to become what was called a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner. But the complexity was that husband and I were engaged and we were planning for a wedding, which we were paying for entirely ourselves. But everything inside me said, find a way. You're literally having clients ask you to do this work and you're not able to provide it, this could be a huge activator for your business. So soon after becoming a certified functional practitioner, I basically, was able to offer a whole lot more to my clients, but there was no business guidance around, how do you now structure your program? What does a price point look like that? I was given some vague guidelines of here's a range of what you could charge. So I basically just settled on a number. This kind of went on for a couple of years, and at one point I just remember one day sitting in my office and I just felt like I was selling my soul. I was like, I have 15 super intensive clients. I love them, they're amazing, soulmate clients to me, but I'm undercharging. I'm pouring so much work, I'm giving them so much, I'm literally saving their lives. One of my good friends reached out to me just kind of one day, and she said, hey, I've been working with this coach, he's having an event coming up in San Diego, wanted to invite you as my guest if you're interested. Yeah, sure, I'll come. So, later that week I booked my flight and hotel to San Diego, went to this event. I had no idea who the heck this coach was. This is a 3-day event. Within the first day, I was like, whatever he offers, like, I am in. I ended up investing $65,000 at a time where I was making maybe $4,000 and totally didn't have any of that money in my bank account because we had just recently gotten married. You know, my mind started to kick in being like, we don't have the money, where's it gonna come from? And my body was like, we'll figure it out, we'll figure it out. So I just like walked to the back of the room and put down my deposit and figured out a way from there. Things turned around for me super quickly once I got into this program that just took this super comprehensive deep dive approach. So I went from making $4,000 to $5,000 a month maximum to having my first $20,000 month, which was crazy to me. And then the next month went on to $30,000 months and pretty much sustained between $20,000 to $30,000 a month going forward as a health coach. I was just so much more grateful for my business and excited about it, like almost from like a euphoric standpoint of this is so exciting because these amazing people are investing and they see the value in their health. It's not just about the value of my coaching, it's equally the value of them getting better. So the entire business just flowed a whole lot more and I was sleeping better. I felt a whole lot less stress. I felt like I was more present with my husband, my friends, my family. And it just permeated literally every area of my life because I was at more ease and more confident and just knew where everything was headed. I just started to notice there is this trend of even some functional health coaches that I respected so much, that I knew were so smart, like had even far more credentials than I did, that had these fundamental questions and that were really struggling. There's something here, like there's clearly something that's missing in the whole training system for health coaches. Like they're given this great education and they have so much to offer their clients, but they're not taught to actually get the clients. And I was like, what if I'm meant to actually do more, like have a bigger impact? And I just knew with every cell in my body that this is where I wanted to be headed. So it was like all these life and career experiences, from what started off as just some weird stomach aches from my health, and then going down that path and finding all those amazing practitioners that ultimately inspired me to become a health coach, and then equally all the amazing colleagues and mentors and coaches that I had worked with and hired along the way, fusing all of that expertise together and all that experience into what we're now doing today with our clients. It's almost like bringing my business into remission. It's like, how can I figure this all out? How can I pull the pieces together? How can I understand fundamentally what's not working versus what is working, and get it to a place where I feel good every day, where I feel at ease. I don't have my business symptoms anymore. You know, my gut bacteria is balanced, just like, you know, my bank account is happy and balanced, because it was so gratifying to be able to get better with my health, and I wanted my business to get better, and I want that for other people.